Hey there, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Kay. I'm a professional home organizer and soprano here in the Boston area, and I'm here to inspire you to live a more organized life. So today we're going to talk about what to do and how to get your mind right when you start organizing your home. In my years of helping people organize their homes, declutter, make their homes function, I've come across a couple of really common sort of mental stop blocks that really stop people in their process of continuing organizing their home or even getting started in the first place. So before you even declutter one thing, I'm going to give you some actionable, practical, and easy tips to help you get your mind right so you can start your organizing journey right now. Let's go. The first thing I always talk to clients about is that organizing is a process and it is a journey and is not going to happen overnight. You didn't acquire all of that clutter overnight. If you did, then let me know, because that's really special. But usually it's years, months, decades of collecting items or stuff that you really didn't need or just never got around to decluttering. So it's going to take a little bit of time to get rid of that stuff, and it's a process. If you can afford it, you can hire a team of professional organizers to come into your house and get rid of all the clutter and organize everything within like a few days or a week or something like that. But I'm going to tell you that this process is very, very, very expensive, and not everyone can afford to pay a team of professional organizers to come in and do this job. So I'm going to let you know that if it's just you doing it, or you and one professional organizer, or you and a friend doing it, that it's going to be a process. So give yourself enough grace, take some time, just take a breath. It's like anything else that takes a sort of a long time, and you don't want it to take a long time. Things like losing weight, getting fit, collecting all the bugs in Animal Crossing, getting a degree, growing asparagus, all these things take a lot of time and seem to come kind of slowly. So just be prepared that it's going to take some time and that it's a process and a journey. When I decided to organize my home and when I went on my organizing journey, I started by purging really small, manageable spaces. Now this can vary from person to person. I know that the people's tolerance for how long they want to be organizing and purging is different. Some people can only do it for like 10 minutes and they're done. Some people can sit there for like 8 hours and do like the whole kitchen. It really depends on you. So you want to go ahead and test how long your tolerance is. And start with something really small. Start with like a drawer in your kitchen. A lot of people start in the junk drawer because that's pretty easy, because there's always things in there that you're like, what is this? A lot of people say start with a hard thing first and then work your way down because it's all downhill from there. I disagree. I think that you start with something easy, build the proper mental momentum. Wow, say that 5 times fast. Build the proper mental momentum, then you can do bigger spaces and then bigger spaces, and then before you know it, you're just tossing stuff left and right. Another stopping point for a lot of people is beating themselves up for the amount of clutter that they encounter when they start to declutter. Like say you're starting to declutter, you open up a cabinet and you're like, wow, that is a lot of stuff. Not only are you overwhelmed, because that's very common, but you start berating yourself and you think to yourself and say really dysfunctional things to yourself, such as, I can't believe I have all of this stuff. I must be a hoarder. Look at all that money I wasted. I never even opened this thing. What is wrong with me that I have all this stuff? And I'm going to tell you right now, stop doing that. Don't do that. Not only are these statements negative to yourself and just won't do anything for you, they're also really backward looking, like they're looking in the rearview mirror. The stuff that happened in the past, you can't do anything about. The money that you spent for the clutter that you're finding is already spent. You have to forgive yourself for the amount of things that you find when you declutter and just move on. When I go to help clients organize their spaces, my job is not to sit there and judge them morally for the amount of things that they have. My purpose is to help them solve a problem between them and their stuff. The stuff doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't make you a bad person that you have acquired too much stuff for you to handle. So just be kind to yourself, forgive yourself for that. There's already so many people on the outside, on social media, that are giving you all this stress and pressure from the outside. You don't need that message coming from the inside as well. So be kind to yourself. When you are opening that cabinet and finding all that stuff, just let it roll off your back. It is what it is. Just focus on the solution. Look forward. It can be really overwhelming to try and declutter items or just, get rid of items if you are A, not used to doing it, like you have never decluttered in your life, or B, you have trouble making decisions that you pick up an item and you're like, I don't know, maybe. You put everything in the maybe pile, right? So my other advice to you, that if you're just getting started, to invite over a friend or a family member that you really trust that just has no emotional investment in your stuff. It's all, they don't have any sentimental attachment to it. They didn't get it at some birthday party. They didn't wear it to, the prom. They didn't get it, from your crush in middle school. They don't know any of those stories associated with your stuff. So they can help you make healthy decisions about whether or not to keep something or whether or not it's not serving you. And the more that you are able to make these decisions, the faster you'll get at it and the better you'll get at it, because practice makes perfect. And you need to practice making decisions about your items as well. It's not something that comes naturally to everybody, but the more you do it, the easier you will find it. So I always suggest that you invite someone over who is very practical, a no-nonsense person that you can trust. Everyone has one of those friends to help you in your process to decluttering for the first few times. Maybe even, the whole time if you really love them. If you've never ever decluttered before, I have a video down below that I will link that basically gives you the process of decluttering, my own personal process that works for most people. So you can watch that video after this one if you're ready to get started on your decluttering journey. Now, after you've watched that video, you'll know that when you declutter items, I'm gonna have you make 5 piles: keep, toss, throw away or recycle, sell, and a pile called other rooms. So be very mindful of the sell pile. A lot of people want to put things in the sell pile, even if they're, in my opinion, probably not worth selling. So selling items involves a lot of investment of your time and efforts. So you have to take pictures of the item, just may write a little description of what it is, decide on a price for it, and then list it on a website. Decide on a website where you want to list it or an app, and then wait for someone to be interested in it. Then, maybe you are negotiating with that person about how much it's worth, how much they're going to pay, accept payment. How are you going to accept payment? Are you going to take cash? Are you going to do Venmo? Or are you going to do PayPal? Are you going to sell it on eBay? Is it going to be a local pickup? Are you going to ship it to someone? Are you going to have to wrap it? Do you have something to wrap it with? Or are you just going to hand deliver it to somebody? Are you going to be safe when you hand deliver it to somebody? You're going to have someone come with you and meet them in public. This is what I'm saying. Just be mindful of the things that you are putting in that sell pile. Is it really worth it to you? If it's something really valuable that still has a lot of value, say like expensive fashion designer dresses, car, electric bikes, a bicycle, expensive jewelry, expensive electronic equipment, especially if it's brand new in the package, those things, go ahead, sell them, have a ball. Everything else, and things that are just like your, that old sweater that you got at the Gap last year, I just put it in the donate pile and just be okay with it. And speaking of donating, the other thing you can do even before you start that's going to make your life so much easier is to get your game plan straight. Get your strat straight on where you're going to actually take items when you donate them. Because if you don't have this strategy, even starting out, like let's say you have that donate pile and you're like, ooh, I got my pile, I'm ready to go, and you have no idea where you're taking it because you don't know where the charity is in your neighborhood. You don't know where you can take your old towels that you don't use anymore. You don't know, and they're never going to leave your house. So I want to make sure that you do this before you even start decluttering. You go on the Google, don't go on the Daddy G, and type in charities around your area or local donation spots around your area. And for every category that you're thinking about getting rid of, if you have a lot of books, make sure you have a place that takes books or wants books. If you have a lot of clothes, maybe you want to consider doing ThredUp or any of those places where you can just donate clothes and they'll sell them. If you have towels and you're not sure what to do with them, animal shelters love towels. So do a little bit of research before you even start decluttering, then declutter. If you're feeling really overwhelmed by this, you can simply just declutter one item a day from your home and do it really consistently. For some people, this is the easiest way to declutter. And yes, it will take some time, but you might get really lovely momentum going when you grab one thing and it's out the door and it's gone and away from your life. Then you're gonna be like, well, Maybe tomorrow I'll grab 2 things and just, they'll be out the door and away from your life, or, they'll either get rehomed or donated or just thrown away if they're really damaged. And I have one more tip for you. Please do not, I am begging you, this is the professional organizer begging you right now, please do not pass on your clutter to someone who doesn't want it. I'm talking to all of you who give your items to like your sister, your mother, your brother, your aunt, your granddaughter, your grandson. You just take your clutter and you say, here, you can have it and you deal with it. Stop it right now. I've seen so much of this working with clients, and it stresses out the person who you're giving the clutter to, and it just makes my job so much harder, because then they have their clutter that they're trying to get rid of, and then they have your clutter, which is now their clutter that they're trying to get rid of. So unless someone specifically expresses interest in your item that you are getting rid of, do not just give it to them. Donate it. If they want it, they will let you know. They will let you know, but don't just arbitrarily pass it on to them. It's not fair. It's kind of mean, and they don't deserve that. Just do yourself a favor. Just donate it once. That way it doesn't have to get dealt with twice. Okay, that's the end of the video. Let me know if you are getting started on your organizing journey, or you're looking for inspiration. Let me know what your favorite tip was down in the comment below. All right, friends, I hope you're having a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay neat, guys. A more organized life. Oh my God, seriously. Are you ready to eat? Are you ready to eat? Yes? All right, let's eat. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at that spin. Look at that spin. Look at that spin. Are you ready to eat? All right, here we go. Good stuff. Good stuff.